And then when you get to the drop, everything becomes stereo, full volume, and makes the drop hit way harder. Just super easy trick. Little widening just to add the stereo flavor without it. Sounds kind of funny because it's side chained. I have yeah, all the tops going through this little group within the drum group, and then the drums all together. What's going on? Trentino here. Gonna do another track breakdown for you guys. This one is called Nobody. Shout out to Future Cuts. It's a subsidiary of Uprise Music. That'll be putting this out in November. When you see this, it should already be out. But yeah, just do a quick track breakdown here. Stoked because I just made this one and it actually got picked up pretty quickly. As opposed to some of my other ones have taken, you know, 2, even 3 years to come out sometimes. But yeah, shout out to Uprise and Future Cuts for making this happen. So this one started with me just going through some presets in Vital. And I found this lead sound I really liked and ended up writing this melody. Kind of filters in. Then I also harmonized it for like just to build things up a bit. And then that the build, I mean, just move that up. The build is created by one of these Virtual Riot washout racks. But yeah, so basically we have the basic preset in Vital. Pretty normal, just basic shapes. There are some effects, just distortion, multiband compression, a little EQ. Then we're using this auto pan, which I'm automating to do that little stutter effect. It's just, this is the automation for that. Let's hear it here.
Nobody. Give me light.
Nobody to.
Just gives it some more automation. Little saturator. This Mr. Bill rack for widening. It's basically just it's just delaying the side channels a bit. This echo, you can hear that. It's a little ping pong with the reverb on, with some ducking, of course. Stereo all the way up, and it's just 2/16. And a little EQ, this auto filter for the build, and then also the VR Virtual Riot washout effect. And then we'll just go through everything. So then I started building some drums. Real simple, 4 on the floor kick, Oliver sample, a little EQ, just cutting some highs and some mids, pretty basic stuff. And then I like to use the glue compressor at the end of the kick channel just to shape things again. Tack all the way up, release all the way down, ratio of 4:1. And then using the soft clipper to just to kind of max it out. So there you hear it without the glue, without the EQ. EQ just kind of cleans it up a little bit, and then the compressor really using it to shape and get the loudness right. And then for the drop bass, I'm using FM8. FM8, I've probably done more sound design, especially bass design in FM8 than in any other synth. I've been using it for probably since I started making electronic music sometime like 15 years ago. But yeah, pretty simple. It's 2 operators. One FMing the other with a little bit of feedback as well. They're both sine waves. Just the one that's FMing the main is a ratio of 4, so it's a couple octaves up. And then there's this crazy envelope that is modulating it, and it's one where it plays this part as an envelope and then it goes into this, which loops, so it's kind of almost like a hybrid. So this part's more like an LFO. So that's how we get the motion. Let's hear that. No effects. We're doing that all externally. We got this Mr. Bill rack again, sub flavor, just adding some distortion, harmonics. Actually, does kind of darken it up a little bit, but I liked how it sounded. Utility just to keep the gain in check. Little fab filter. So I'm actually using the dynamic mode on both of these to control these low mids just to clean it up, and then also to boost this mid range, just to accentuate that motion. Little widening just to add the stereo flavor without it. That makes a massive difference, and it's also got this like high pass on it, so you don't affect the low end too much. Again, glue compressor. Use this on everything. Same idea, a little bit of shaping and soft clipping it pretty hard. And then that auto filter is just for, I believe the intro or outro. It probably just comes in the outro. Oh yeah, just a little bit up in these transitions just to make those transitions happen. Then there's also this sort of Reese bass, Mr. Bill basic Reese generator, just for the verses, real simple, just kind of lays the foundation. Just cut a ton out of it. Automating that low pass up for some motion to build the tension. And okay. Into the drums. Pretty simple here. We're using, let's see, this main clap from Excellent Sound. Another clap that just happens on the 4, which is also pre-shifted, so you get that little flam effect right before. And then also this little Oliver sweep thing every other bar. So all together we get this. Yeah, and I like to do that a lot of layering, but it's all the layers in the clap or snare backbeat are not happening all the time. So you have some that are 2, some that are on the 4, some that are every other bar in this case. And that just gives you a lot more variety. The mandatory offbeat hat. Pretty simple. Use the sculptor probably to tame some of the resonances in that. Don't usually do that, but apparently that worked on this one. And a ride. Sounds kind of funny because it's side chained. I have all the tops going through this little group within the drum group using this Baraska side chainer again. Watch his YouTube video if you don't know what's going on here, but it's basically envelope, traditional volume envelope side chaining plus ring modulation side chaining all-in-one plugin, super easy to use, super cool, super clean way to sidechain. And then we have this off hat. This is like the off 16th. Sort of plays with the main open offbeat hat. And a little tambourine loop. And then the drums oh yeah, there's also this little offbeat thing. And then the drums all together. Drum bus, same as usual. Glue, OTT, transient shaper, fresh air, clipper. Same as my last video I did on the Corazon remix. Obviously, you have to tweak all these settings a little bit, but this is kind of going on all my drum buses with just with a few adjustments. It kind of just gets everything in check. And then the lead I showed you already, and then I needed a little vocal, like really helps in these tracks to have some kind of vocal, just to add a little human element that people can latch onto. Found this. Oops, comes from a sample pack, and just kind of pitched it and chopped it up a bit.
Nobody can give me light. Nobody can give me light. Nobody give me light. Nobody can give me light. Nobody give me light. Nobody can give me light. Nobody can give me light.
So yeah, we're using this vocal synth to add a couple, to add like some layers to it.
Nobody can give me light.
That's without.
Nobody can give me light.
Just kind of chorusing it a bit, I think, and maybe crushing the output a little. Yeah, a little distortion, little this filter chorusing, and this vocoder.
Nobody can give me light.
Nectar 4 de-esser, really,
Nobody can give me light.
really simple with it was such an aggressive, bright vocal. Just had to use the de-esser to tame the highs. Echo in ping pong mode again. Some EQ. Glue again, and this attack comes down a little bit to really control it. Clipper to control it again. It's a little, sometimes I use the glue with the soft clip built in if I want it really aggressive, because it does add some harmonics. If I don't want to add as many harmonics, I'll just throw a clipper after the glue, which works, and it's a little more precise. You can actually see how much you're cutting off.
Nobody can give me light.
You can also solo it to hear what's being clipped. And then again, the filter for the builds. And also this Mr. Bill Spot Effects build up for the build. You hear what that does.
Nobody give me light. Nobody can give me light.
There's a lot of stuff going on in there, but super cool. And then the last part is just this effects group, just a bunch of, there's the snare. Automating the filter frequency just within Simpler, and the transposition also within Simpler, and then just a little low cut here just to control it. We also got this Oliver fill. Super sick. And then a bunch of cashmere sweeps. Just there's always something sweeping up or down, just helps with all the transitions. Also like impact, I love these, I use them all the time. Great. And then the master channel, super simple, pretty similar to what I'm always doing. Glue compressor, attack all the way up, release all the way down, just 2-to-1 ratio, it really helps pump. I like that pumping with the house music. Belfast 2020, same as usual. Using this utility to automate the gain and width in the buildup. So as it builds up, um, the gain and the width will come down. That just helps set you up for the drop for an even bigger impact.
Nobody can do me like.
And then when you get to the drop, everything becomes stereo, full volume, and makes the drop hit way harder. Just super easy trick with, just regular stock Ableton utility. I definitely think I got this from AU5, but a lot of people are using that same trick. Um, and then Ozone 11, again, like Master Assistant. I took the EQ amount down. I did use some of their EQ. I just made it a little more subtle because they usually, like I said, they usually tend to brighten things a little too much, and I'm going for a more like hard hitting club sound. Um, the impact module, I turn it off on these mid bands because I don't really need it. It's really just adding some attack to the lows and highs. Imager, total mono below about 200, and then widening the mids a little bit, bringing the tops down. This is something I got from Luca Predalesi. Yeah, I mean, for a long time, like a lot of people do, is really widening everything, like going from mono in the low end all the way to like super wide in the high end, but that's not really what you want. You actually want in the very high end, like a more control, because that's all that's up there is really the transients. And if you're widening those too much, you're actually softening the attack. So if you listen, it's just kind of the drum transients and a few other things up there. So you want those tight and in the center, actually. Turn it off. Really, really important. And then the clarity and stabilizer, those are just kind of the automatic ozone modules that kind of will automatically, dynamically EQ things, just kind of keeps everything nice. Dynamic EQ, this just dips things a little bit so in certain frequencies so they don't hit the maximizer as hard. And then I'm almost always going for this transient mode in the maximizer. Um, bringing bringing the output level down a bit so I can throw this low end focus after, just kinda cleans up and pushes the low end forward a little bit. And then, of course, the final stage is the GM Audio Clipper again, just clipping a little bit more off and then pushing it into Ableton's output a little bit extra just for that final push of loudness. It's cool because you can see exactly what you're doing, so it's taking another couple dB off there, and then pushing it into the output, just an extra point 0.7 dB. It's not much, but, like, we're just trying to get all the loudness we can get out of it. And that's pretty much the track. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm down to do more of these. Down to go in depth on any of this stuff if you guys are interested. Yeah, check the track out. It's called Nobody. It's out on Future Cuts in November. Uh, and go stream it, go download it. DJs can hit me up directly. I'll get you a free download. And yeah, we'll get this thing out there. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.